There are people who walk into a room and something shifts. Nobody can explain it. Nobody announces it, but everyone feels it. Heads turn, voices lower, attention locks in. These people didn't earn that reaction with money or status. They triggered something ancient inside the human brain, something primal, something most people don't even know exists. And the frightening part, it can be learned. Psychologists have studied dominance, influence, and social perception for decades. What they found isn't what most people expect. Respect has almost nothing to do with what you say. It has everything to do with invisible signals you send. Signals that bypass conscious thought and speak directly to the subconscious mind of everyone around you. Here are the 10 psychological triggers that make people respect you instantly. The first trigger is silence. Most people are terrified of silence. They fill it with nervous words, unnecessary laughter, constant chatter. But psychologically, silence is power. Research in social psychology shows that people who are comfortable with pauses are perceived as more confident and more intelligent. When someone asks you a question, don't rush to answer. Pause. Let the silence breathe. That small moment of stillness tells every brain in the room, this person is not desperate. And the human mind automatically assigns authority to those who don't need to fill the void. The second trigger is slow movement. Watch someone who is genuinely respected. They don't rush. They don't fidget. They move as if time bends around them. This isn't arrogance, it's neurological. Fast, erratic movement signals anxiety to the observer's brain. Slow, deliberate movement signals control. Control signals safety. And the human brain is wired to respect whatever it perceives as safe and stable. The third trigger is eye contact held just a second longer. Not a stare, not aggression, just one beat longer than feels comfortable. Studies show that sustained eye contact triggers a release of chemicals associated with trust and dominance. It tells the other person's subconscious, I am not afraid of you. And the mind respects what it cannot intimidate. The fourth trigger is saying less than necessary. People who over-explain are unconsciously asking for approval. People who speak only what is needed are unconsciously asserting it. There is a reason that the most respected figures in history were known for short, precise words. Less is not weakness. Less is control. The fifth trigger is never reacting immediately to bad news or criticism. When something goes wrong, most people react. Their face shifts. Their voice tightens. Their composure breaks. But the person who receives bad news and stays calm, that person becomes terrifying to the human brain in the most fascinating way. Emotional regulation is perceived as superhuman, because for most people it is. But here's the part nobody talks about, the triggers that work on a level so deep, most people will respect you without ever knowing why. The sixth trigger is physical stillness under pressure. When tension rises, the untrained person twitches, crosses arms, shifts weight. The psychologically powerful person becomes more still. It's counterintuitive, but stillness under pressure is one of the most powerful nonverbal signals a human body can send. It communicates that you have been here before, that chaos does not move you. The seventh trigger is being genuinely unbothered by opinions, not performing indifference, actually not needing validation. Psychologists call this internal locus of control, the belief that your value is self-determined. People around you can sense this at a subconscious level, and nothing commands respect faster than a person who clearly does not need yours. The eighth trigger is consistency. Respect is not built in a single moment. It is built by being the same person, every day, in every room, under every pressure. The brain tracks patterns. When it finds a person who never shifts based on who's watching, it assigns them a rare category, trustworthy. And trust is the foundation of every form of lasting respect. The ninth trigger is boundaries enforced without anger. Most people either have no boundaries or defend them with emotion. But the person who says no calmly, clearly, and without apology, that person rewires how others treat them. Anger signals weakness. Calm refusal signals unshakable self-worth. The 10th trigger is letting your actions speak long after you've left the room. The people who are most respected rarely chase recognition. They do the work, they disappear, and the results do the talking. This is perhaps the most powerful trigger of all because it is the only one that cannot be faked over time. Here is the dark truth most people never realize. Respect is not given. It is triggered. And if you never learn to trigger it, the world will quietly assign you a value you never agreed to. Your environment, your relationships, your opportunities, they all respond to these invisible signals. Start sending the right ones and watch how differently the world treats you. If this made you see people and yourself differently, you need to see what's coming next on this channel. Subscribe, because we're just getting started.